Alright, this is going to be one of the best videos we ever post on this channel, because what you see in this one is going to get you to run a faster 40 guaranteed. Now, I could pretty much guarantee it that any one of you watching right now is probably doing 3 or 4 different things wrong, or things that you could work on, but at least one thing you could take away from this video. So we're going to go through a perfect start for your acceleration coming right out of the blocks, right out the beginning of your 40. We're going to take a look at how to do it perfectly and go through with the whole entire body what you need to do. So this is a little cut up of Trayvon Bromell. He's an Olympic track runner, and he's got some pretty nice starts, as you can see. All these clips are pretty good, but this one is my favorite, so this is one we're going to be focusing on. If you want to zoom in the screen a little, go ahead. So first, you could see number 1 point in the stance. He's got, I'm going to draw this, head down, one thing, butt a bit higher, a little slant there, so head down, butt high, and I also got a nice positive shin angle. So the shin angle, positive one, means that it's pointing down at the ground. Like if it's high like this, that's not good, that's not what we'd like. If it's pointing this way, it's positive, because that means it's going to give you power to drive out this way. You know, as you learn in physics class, the power you put this way, that's how you start moving that way. So positive shin angle, angles away from you, put power into the ground and drive forwards. So next thing you're going to see coming out of the blocks is he explodes forwards, pushing off with both legs to get a nice powerful first step. So you can see before the left leg even touches, the right leg is pushed off the block. Some people only push off one leg, but it's really about pushing off both and exploding forwards. Got that nice long stride here with the high knee. And one thing here that you notice is that that back arm is pretty much completely straight to get a lot of power, and that front one actually comes over his head. So it's all about that at the start, getting a nice big explode forwards, big hands, big arms, and your head down. And the reason your head stays down is because your body naturally will follow your eyes. So if you're looking down, you're going to keep driving out of there, and then naturally come up like an airplane does. But if your head's up, if you're already looking at the finish, then you're just going to raise up and start standing up too early, and you won't be able to drive out of there naturally. You won't come out as fast as possible. So we're going to take a look at his feet, which are very impressive in this rep. They're going to say dorsiflex, which just means that your toes are pointing up compared to pointing down. It's just always how you run. And he stays on the balls of his feet, which is exactly what you want to do. You see that the heels don't ever touch the ground. So he does it beautifully here. Balls of the feet, balls of the feet. Lots of the times, if you don't film yourself when you sprint, lots of the times you're going to end up on your heels without even noticing. That's the number one thing I see with athletes. So you definitely got to film yourself and compare it to this video, or keep coming back to this YouTube video and just learn the right technique here. The big thing with feet that most people miss is that the first few steps, you want to keep them low to the ground. See how he's almost dragging his toe here? How low this is? He probably is dragging his toe. Low to the ground. That's the trick. Low to the ground. And that's only for the first few steps. You'll see his feet start to come up a bit higher after that, and it's just a natural feel for it. But if your feet aren't low to the ground, then it's just going to take more time to get out of there and drive forwards. This is about power at the beginning. It's also about speed, but it's really getting out there powerfully, pushing, and when they're low to the ground like that, it just helps with the shin angle. See how his right foot stays low to the ground when he pushes out of there? That lets him get a nice, when this right foot plants again, a nice positive shin angle to continue the drive phase out of there. If your feet come really high up, like some coaches will have you run over hurdles right at the first few steps, but if your feet come too high up, you're not going to be able to drive out of there. That's top end speed mechanics, which are not supposed to be done at the start. Other than if you notice his knee drive, it's pretty much perfect on every rep. The rule of thumb is that you want to get your knee at about a 90-degree angle with your torso. So if you have more of a lean, it's not going to come up fully. But as you start to come up, then your knees get even higher. But watch this. See that lean, the head's down, arms are pumping, and that knee drive? while staying on the balls of his feet. So when you watch yourself sprint, make sure to compare it to this video, because I'll say it probably doesn't look like this. And the more you get it closer to looking like this, the faster 40s are going to be. You could take off 2-3 tenths of a second just by changing the form. So last thing I'll comment on a bit more is the arms. Right at the beginning, big, powerful, over the head, hammer it down, over the head again. Then see, they're straighter than 90-90. Some coaches will only coach 90-90, but at the beginning, the first few steps, first 10 yards, it's about being very powerful and getting out of there with big arms. First one comes back, the one in front, it goes over the head. Then naturally, as you come up, it'll go more to that 90-90 position. See here, everyone in the Olympics, that straight arm at the back. So biggest points, keep the head down, have the arms really big, drive your knee, and dorsiflex your foot. Stay on the balls of your feet while driving out of there. Be really powerful, explode forwards, stay down, and drive naturally till you come up like an airplane. Now, I talked a little bit on the differences between accelerations versus top end speed, so make sure to subscribe because we'll make a top end speed mechanic video pretty soon, and I'll just show you the differences here, because if you're not doing them properly, you're not going to reach your full potential. Make sure to share this video with your teammates, because it can really take 2-3 tenths off your 40 just by doing it with the right form.